A photograph by Shirley Toulson is a poem about the poet's memories of her mother. The poet looks at an old photograph showing her mother as a young girl enjoying a beach holiday with her cousins. She recalls how her mother used to laugh at the picture years later. Now that the mother is no more, the poet feels deep sadness. The poem highlights the contrast between the permanence of nature and the short, fragile nature of human life. Here are some short questions from the poem A Photograph written by Shirley Toulson. Who wrote the poem A Photograph? Shirley Toulson. What does the cardboard show? A photograph of the poet's mother and her cousin at the beach. How old was the poet's mother in the photograph? Around 12 years old. Who took the photograph? The girl's uncle. What were the girls doing in the picture? They were paddling in the sea. What covered their faces in the picture? Their hair blown by the wind. What has changed less over the years? The sea. Who laughed at the snapshot? The poet's mother. What did the mother find funny in the picture? Their beach dresses. What was the poet's past? Her mother's laughter. What does transient fate indicate? The short-lived nature of human life. Why is the poet silent at the end? Because the loss of her mother leaves her speechless. What emotions runs through the poem? Nostalgia mixed with grief. How many years had the mother been dead? Nearly as many years as she had lived in the photo. What finally silences the poet? The deep pain of her mother's absence. Now questions from the text. What does the word cardboard denote in the poem? Why has this word been used? The word cardboard refers to the photograph mounted on a hard sheet. It is used to show that while the photograph lasts, life itself is fragile and temporary. What has the camera captured? The camera has captured a moment of three girls, the poet's mother and her two cousins, smiling at the beach during a sea holiday. What has not changed over the years? Does this suggest something to you? The sea has not changed over the years. This suggests that nature is permanent, while human life is short-lived and ever-changing. The poet's mother laughed at the snapshot. What did this laugh indicate? Her mother's laughter indicated nostalgia and amusement as she remembered her childhood days and how they were dressed for the beach. What is the meaning of the line? Both ride with the labored ease of loss. It means that both the poet and her mother felt a quite bittersweet sadness. The mother about her lost childhood and the poet about her mother's death. What does this circumstance refer to? This circumstance refers to death of poet's mother and poet's inability to express her deep grief in words. Three stanzas depict three different phases. What are they? In the stanza number 1, the mother's childhood captured in the photograph. Stanza number 2, the mother as an adult remembering the photograph with laughter. And stanza number 3 tells the poet's present grief after her mother's death. We can give some more themes to the poem. Transience of life means human life is temporary whereas the nature remains unchanged. Loss and grief. The poet mourns her mother's death and feels an emotional silence, memory and nostalgia. A photograph preserves happy moment from the past. Passage of time. Time changes people but not the memories captured in photographs. Poetic devices are very important part of any poem. So is here. Imagery. All three stood still to smile through their hair. Create a visual picture of the girls at the beach. Alliteration. Stood still and terribly transit. Repetition of consonant sounds are their metaphor. The cardboard shows me. The photograph is compared to cardboard. Personifications. Its silence silences. The silence is given a human action. Transferred epithet. Labored ease of loss. The feelings are transferred to the phrase. Contrast human life versus unchanged sea and past happiness versus present grief. Irony. The mother once laughed at the photo but now the poet is silent because of her death.